Hello, welcome back. After years of quietly stepping back from the spotlight, Doc Shaw has finally decided to speak out, and what he revealed about Tyler Perry is causing a ripple effect across Hollywood. His words were not just emotional but direct, exposing a side of the entertainment giant that few had ever dared to touch. With broken trust, alleged manipulation, and claims of control, Doc's revelations have left fans and insiders stunned. The actor who once played the beloved Malik Payne in Tyler Perry's House of Payne and starred in Disney's The Suite Life on Deck is no longer holding back. For years, his name remained associated with one of the most influential men in Black Hollywood, yet he never publicly discussed his experiences until now. And what he's saying is forcing a difficult and necessary conversation in the industry. Doc Shaw, whose real name is Laramie Cortez Shaw, began his journey as a gifted child actor from Atlanta. With undeniable charm and intelligence, he quickly made his way into the hearts of television audiences. At just 14, he landed the role that would define his early career, Malik Payne, the sharp-witted grandson on House of Payne. It wasn't just a gig. It was an entry into a cultural empire led by Tyler Perry, a man then hailed as a revolutionary force in creating space for Black voices in Hollywood. To the public, it looked like a dream job, but behind the scenes, Doc's story was very different. While viewers laughed at Malik's punchlines and antics, young Doc was under intense pressure. Working long hours on a tight production schedule, he was expected to deliver consistently like an adult, often without the support systems child actors are supposed to have. Looking back, Doc shared how stifling the environment felt. Speaking on a recent podcast, he mentioned how voicing concerns wasn't just discouraged, it was dangerous for a young actor whose future depended on pleasing the person holding all the cards. That subtle line about fear and control started unraveling the carefully curated image many held of Perry's operations. Despite his fame, Doc was gradually being edged out. As House of Payne moved forward, his presence on screen began fading. Fans assumed it was just a shift in the storyline, that Malik was going off to college or being phased out for narrative reasons. But insiders say otherwise. As Doc matured, he began to ask for creative input. He challenged the direction of his character. He even floated ideas for new projects. But according to those who worked closely with Perry, pushing back was like crossing a line you can't uncross. Tyler Perry, known for controlling nearly every element of his productions from scripts to casting, allegedly resisted any input that wasn't his own. And when actors started speaking up, they didn't just get denied, they vanished. That's exactly what happened to Doc. When House of Payne was rebooted in 2020, his role was reduced to near invisibility. No announcements, no press explanation, he was just quietly pushed to the side. For many, it appeared as if he had chosen to move on. But Doc's recent comments make it clear he didn't leave. He was removed. In interviews, he spoke about being reduced to delivering uninspired lines, playing out repetitive scripts, and being excluded from meaningful conversations about his own character's growth. The experience, he said, felt more like surviving someone else's vision than living his own dream. And he's not alone in feeling that way. Tyler Perry's refusal to hire writers, a fact he himself proudly posted on social media in 2020, has been another major point of criticism. By insisting on writing everything himself, Perry has essentially blocked out the chance for emerging Black writers to grow within his empire. Industry veterans have pointed out that such a bottleneck in creative control doesn't just limit diversity, it creates a culture where feedback is unwelcome and collaboration is non-existent. Anonymous former staffers and actors have gone on record to say that although the paychecks were good, the creative environment was cold, mechanical, and in some cases toxic. Doc's voice is just one among a growing chorus of actors and creatives now speaking up. Monique, the Oscar-winning actress, famously called out Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Lee Daniels for allegedly blackballing her. Though her conflicts centered on refusing to work unpaid during awards season campaigns, it highlighted a recurring theme that power in Black Hollywood isn't always used to uplift, but sometimes to suppress. One former actress on one of Perry's bet shows said she was written off simply for asking that her character not be reduced to a tired stereotype. And now, Doc's words are amplifying that long-simmering discontent. His recent interview was a turning point. What started as a nostalgic chat quickly turned into a raw, revealing session. Asked about working under Perry as a teen, Doc didn't sugarcoat anything. He described it as transactional and said it felt like he was just a piece used to boost ratings. No room to grow, no real freedom, just a constant push to obey. He even admitted there were times he'd suggest minor script edits, only to be met with dismissals or vague consequences. That kind of environment, he explained, rewards silence and punishes individuality. And when he began maturing not just as an actor but as a man, he was seen as a threat, not a contributor. Even more disturbing was Doc's account of how loyalty seemed to matter more than creativity. He said that actors were made to feel that speaking up, even respectfully, could mean losing everything. And for him, that's exactly what happened. After attempting to negotiate more dynamic material and seek a larger role in the show's revival, he was shut out completely. No discussion, no compromise, just quiet removal. His conclusion? Tyler Perry didn't want actors with voices. He wanted order followers. Doc's honesty struck a chord with the public. Social media exploded with reactions. TikTok users created side-by-side videos comparing his earlier work with the newer episodes where he was barely visible. Hashtags like #Doc was right and #Perry accountability began trending. Entertainment blogs and YouTubers began discussing the implications of his claims. And for the first time in a long time, Perry's spotless public image was being reevaluated. Some fans remain loyal, calling Doc ungrateful, but many are applauding him for his bravery. They see his story not as an attack, but as a call for transparency and better treatment in the industry. What's perhaps most telling is Tyler Perry's reaction or lack thereof. There has been no statement, no denial, no acknowledgement of any kind. And that silence is loud. It raises questions about whether Perry intends to let the storm pass, or if he's unwilling to give even a hint of validation to what Doc said. But for many, the silence is confirmation. It suggests that Doc's story, painful as it is, might be part of a larger truth about how power is wielded within the empire Perry built.